I'm Clem and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the books I have on my shelves. It's time for my bookshelf tour of 2020. So let's get right into it. So here we have my shelves of classics. Peter Pan in Italian. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. In the same edition, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. The Labour of Hercules by Agatha Christie. The Crime of the Orient Express by Agatha Christie in French. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. The Hound of the Baskerville by Arthur Conan Doyle. The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett. Dracula by Bram Stoker. The Secret Garden by Francis Hodgson Burnett. My first edition of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. The Tempest by William Shakespeare. Hamlet by Shakespeare. This is actually The Great Gatsby by Francis Scott Fitzgerald. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I'm not going to put it out, but an illustrated version of Pride and Prejudice. The complete novels in one sittings of Jane Austen. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And Mansfield Park, also by Jane Austen. Now we have my second shelf, and on this one we have a lot of fantasy and series. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Glitter by Aprilline Pike. The Cruel Prince and the Wicked King by Holly Black. Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Scythe and Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. Stalking Jake the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco. The Marvel by Brian Selznick. Wilder Girls by Rory Power. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Lady Ellen Volume 1 and Lady Ellen Volume 2 by Alison Goodman. On this shelf, we also have The Guinevere's Deception, but I'm currently reading it, so it's not on my shelves right now. We have these small shelves where I put some books that I really like. So here you have Two Other Boys I Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. Here you have Fangirl in French and in English by Rainbow Rowell. And here you have My Lady Jane and My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brodie Ashton and Jodie Meadows. Now we have these shelves, and this shelf is once again some series. Serafina by Rachel Hartman. Tales of a Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. Map of Days. Miss Peregrine and the Peculiar Children. Hollow City. And The Library of Souls, all by Ransom Riggs. Tales of a New Word Moonchosen by P.C. Cass. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. The Archived, also by V.E. Schwab. The Dream Thieves. Blue Lily Lily Blue. Call Down the Oak. And All the Crooked Synth, all by Maggie Stiefvater. Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blackman. The Phantom of Menace. A Verily New Hope. Jedi the Last. And Much Ado About Mean Girls, all by Jan Dosche. Now here we have my first contemporary, mostly contemporary YA. Looking for Alaska by John Green. How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. Simons vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. Leah on the Offbeat. What If It Us? The Upside of Unrequited, all by Becky Albertalli. Pride by E.B. Zuboy. One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. With the Fire and Ice by Elizabeth Acevedo. All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet by Bernie Sue and Kat Rorick. The Coldest Girl in Colton by Holly Black. Carry On. Almost Midnight. Kindred Spirit. And Landline, all by Rainbow Rowell. Coraline by Neil Gaiman. If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. Anna Caritas Volume 1 and Anna Caritas Volume 2, all by Patrick Isabel. Wicked by Gregory Maguire. Dumpling by Julie Murphy. And Me, Earl and the Dying Girl by J.C. Andrews. Okay, here we have, as you can see, my Harry Potter shelf. So here I have the full first book in the illustrated edition. I have the play. I have the first book in the Gryffindor edition. Then I have this amazing edition of Harry Potter in English. On top, I have the Tale of Beedle the Bard and also Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, both in French. And here I have the French edition of Harry Potter, and it's on this edition that I first read Harry Potter, so I keep them even though most of them are wrecked. And as you can see, I have a lot of goodies and Funkos, and I have a Gryffindor mug and also the Gryffindor edition of Harry Potter, but I'm a Ravenclaw, okay? But this was before I realized I was Ravenclaw, and okay, I love Gryffindor, so I don't really mind. And on the bottom, I have my collection of big books and comics. I talked about the collection I have here in the video. I'm going to put it somewhere in the corner of the video if you want to know more about the different books I have here, but I'm not going to show them because they're like, it's really a pain in the ass to put them out of this spot. Okay, now we're on the top of my second shelf, and this is my Shadowhunter shelf, also my Cassandra Clare shelf. Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, The Bane Chronicles, Chain of Gold, the Infernal Devices box set with Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess. This beautiful edition of The Mortal Instrument, I'm missing the last one. And here we have the Dark Artifices, so with Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness. We have the second shelf of this shelf. It's once again mostly series. So here you have Obsidio, Gemina and Illumine, the 3 books in the Illumine files. Then we're moving to my Mary Lou section. So I have Warcross, Wildcard, Legend, Prodigy, Champion, Rebel, The Young Elites, and Batman Nightwalker. Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, The Language of Thorns, Midnight Tales and Dangerous Magic by Leigh Bardugo, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and The Lady's Guide to Petticoat and Piracy, both by Mackenzie Lee. And last but not least, the French edition of The Light Between Worlds by Laura E. Weymouth. And we have Hunger Games, Catching Fire and The Mockingjay by Susan Collins, A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadow and A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab, and A Study in Charlotte, The Last of August and The Case for Jamie, all by Brittany Cavallaro. And now we're arriving to one of my last shelf with my different series. The Arch Enemies and Renegades by Marissa Meyer, Heartless by Marissa Meyer, Scarlet, Cress, Winter, Fairest, and Stars Above, all by Marissa Meyer, and they are all part of the Lunar Chronicles collection. The Reader by Tracy Shee, 3 Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake, To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, Endgame the Calling by James Frey, A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray, The Winner's Curse by Mary Rutkowski, and Furthermore by Tara Mathie. First and Then and Foolish Hearts, both by Emma Mills, The Rest of Us Just Lived Here by Patrick Ness, Everything Everything and The Sun Is Also a Star, both by Nicola Yoon, I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman, Broken Things by Lauren Oliver, Mosquito Land by David Arnold, The Perks of Being a Wildflower by Stephen Schwabsky, Wonder by R.G. Palacio, The Song of Achilles by Madeleine Miller, Winky Poppy Midnight by April Guinevere Turcoilk, The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson, Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, and Save the Dead also by Morgan Matson. Alex and Eliza by Melissa de la Cruz, The Game of Love and Death by Martha Brookenbrook, Wildhood by Colin Meloy, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur, and Prejudice and Pride by Lynn Messina. Now we have my Percy Jackson shelf, so I'm not going to put them all out because you know them. So here I have the French edition of the all Percy Jackson series. Here, once again, the French edition of the Heroes of the Olympus by Rick Riordan, The Trials of Apollo, The Sword of Summer, The Armor of Thor, and The Ship of the Dead, all from the Magnus Chase and the God of Asgard trilogy by Rick Riordan. Finish, we have a shelf that is a work in progress because it's going to be my comic and graphic novels shelf. So for now, here we have the whole collection of A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. The first 2 books in the Last Man series. Raven by Kami Garcia. Paper Girls Volume 1. Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Lumberjanes series. Heartstopper Volume 2 and Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. The Lightning Teeth, the graphic novel by Rick Riordan. Sabrina the Teenage Witch by Kelly Thompson, Veronica Fish, Andy Fish, and Jake Morelli. Lara Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Mariko Tamaki. And Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. Okay guys, that's it. That was my bookshelf tour. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to like this video and also to subscribe to the channel. Tell me in the comments down below if you liked it or if you have things you would like me to do, because I'm starting to running out of ideas for the channel, so I really need your help. And anyway, I will see you guys next time. Bye!